Ooh, what's going on, everyone? We're actually going to be doing episode 3 of Mega Man 3 today, but we're going to be formatting it a little differently. You see, in the previous 2 episodes, I've played it while commentating, and I feel that that was at the expense of the video. So we're going to be trying something a little new, where I film the gameplay ahead of time, and then, commentate over it. So it's kind of like a reaction video, but I'm reacting to my own stuff, if you will. And I know exactly what happens in this video. So drop it in the comments if you like this format over the other 2, because I will gladly do it like this. It makes no difference to me. But yeah, let's start the footage. So we are on the select screen right now, and in the previous episode, we left off on Shadow Man, so now I am going to go to Spark Man. Because, Mega Man and I, but Mega Man doesn't really have any autonomy because I'm controlling him. This isn't one of those 16-bit inspired by, Undertale, Earthbound kind of indie games. Anyway, we're in Spark Man stage right now, and honestly, I gotta say Sparkman has some pretty good stage music as well. Because I remember in the episode 1, I said I really liked Hardman's theme. I don't think Sparkman's is as good as Hardman's, but it's probably second place in Mega Man 3 at least. But yeah, the main gimmick of Sparkman stage, I would say, are those 2 things that move around and zap lightning at you. The plugs are also there, but now we gotta deal with this Hammer Joe. I'm all caught up. Now the Hammer Joe can't get on our level, so we are easily able to just pot shot him to death. Because really, that's all you can do against him in that situation. What are you gonna do? Slide under the hammer? In maybe 3 millimeters of space? But we easily maneuver around those pistons under spikes. Easily maneuver around this, air hockey puck lightning thing. We maneuver around the second one with some slight difficulty, but fortunately for us, we do find a health pickup and a weapon pickup, but we haven't really been using our weapons yet. Fortunately, though, we do use a weapon, that weapon being the Rush Coil. We almost selected Rush Marine, which would have been... It would have been a little embarrassing, but it would have been a little funny looking back on it. And we climb up the ladder even more. So we gotta deal with more of these eyeball things. With the suction cups for legs. Fortunately, they're not too bad. They just go down on 3 shots. And we went up. Now we gotta go down. Going down on love. Down on my knees. As John Lennon would say. Now we got to deal with these garbage compactor things, and this is a deceptively hard part of the level. If you don't know that you got to go fast, then you are definitely taking a hit there. Believe me, I learned that the hard way when I first played through this stage. But yeah, before we went to the garbage compactor, drop it in the comments. What's your favorite solo John Lennon song? I think I got to go with Surprise Surprise. I know, Imagine or something is the popular pick, but, come on, Surprise, Surprise, that's probably the best song of all time. Anyway, we get around these pistons, and we do get around these, screw things as well, which leads us into Hardman. I figured out us is me, and me from the past. It'll be like a crash course. Except instead of teaching about history, we are beating up this Sparky robot with our shuriken. And fortunately, because the Spark robot is weak to shuriken, we're able to just kind of get inside of him and rapid fire. That was almost very Metal Blade-ish, but not quite. Anyway, we beat Sparkman, and we get the Spark Shock, which is probably the crappiest weapon in this game. Probably just the crappiest weapon in Mega Man now that I think about it. I'm definitely not going to be using it, like, at all through the playthrough, except on, like, maybe, like, 2 bosses. And, basically, what the Spark Shock does is, it's the Ice Shot from Mega Man 1. Except you can't pause the game when something is frozen. So you really, like, the one thing that you can do with the Ice Shot you can't do with the Spark Shot. Anyway, we're in Snake Man stage. And these, like, snakes in the scenery are a little annoying. Because they always, like, make a direct shot for you. And they can catch you off guard, and they definitely do catch me off guard. So you will see me get hit by them a lot more. Like there. And like there. But we fight 3 of them in a row with the Shadow Blade. Now we gotta fight a big snake. We try to use the magnet missile, but we eventually realize that the magnets don't home in on the big snake, so you just have to jump and shoot. But I mean, it still does a lot of damage, so can't fault the magnet missile too much. I still love the weapon. Fortunately, we defeat this, like, bubble, like, dropper thing. Kind of looks like a prize that you would get in, like, one of those, like, prize machines. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of like a gumball machine, but, like, you don't get a candy. You get, like, one of those, like, rubber toys. They, like, squish. Anyway, I digress. We pick up 2 health pickups, and we're back at full. Snake Man is very generous in that way, but you will eventually see why you would need it, because of these pole vaulter things. And pole vaulters are very tough in this game. They always seem to catch you a little bit off guard. Luckily, you gotta get up pretty early in the morning to fool Mega Man. Because, I mean, like, he's a robot. He's got a computer for a head. We're gonna heal up the magnet missile with the drop from that Hammer Joe. And we take more pot shots, but we're able to take more of them per cycle. Because he actually has room, unlike in Sparkman. But in this part, we just go back to the standard strategy of I can shoot you, but you can't shoot me. Otherwise known as probably what you should do in real life if you're ever fighting a robot with an arm cannon. We go up here, which gives us 2 mystery containers, which is weapons and health. We heal up the magnet missile and ourselves. Now we gotta deal with the Hammer Joe again. Because unfortunately we don't just have Rush Jet and we can't just go directly over him. So we just gotta shoot him again. I mean, he comes back. He gets rebuilt, I guess, because he's like a robot. It's really not that bad. We miss our jump there, but we make our jump here. And I believe we're almost out of the snake cavern. We just have to beat one more big snake. And then we'll be out in the open, where anything can happen. For better or for worse. I mean, you do get the freedom, but you do lose on safety. And as Ben Franklin likes to say, those who want to trade freedom for safety lose both and deserve neither. So overall, it is a worthy investment. We heal up our magnet missiles again, because, I mean, you got a big drop. Might as well use it. Now, this jump kind of psychs me out a little bit. I consider using Rush Coil, but then I abstain, because, I mean, you really don't need it. And I get hit twice by the pole vaulter. Which, I mean, I guess it's perfect for the upcoming Olympics, but again, you really don't want to see that too much. And now we are fully in the sky. We are fully out of Snake Land, and we are now in Cloudland. We're on Cloud 9. Now, the cloud platforms in Snake Man stage, they can be a little tricky because they can just kind of like push you off sometimes. Fortunately, and I will spoil it, it doesn't happen to me, but it almost does. I think it might be on this one. Yeah, right there. See how it like kind of like jolted me to the side? it has the potential to jolt you off. Now over here we got a platform on really tiny blocks with a bunch of these like cloud bullet things coming at me. And unfortunately for me, a lot of them spawn in at once, which is very scary, but fortunately, we make it to Snake Man's abode. He's like a snake in the grass, a snake hiding in the grass. Now, for this first part, we are at very low health, and I don't feel like using one of my E-tanks. So we just kind of take the hit so we could get in there at full. I didn't really think it was worth it, because just in case if Snake Man pulls something over on me, I don't want to use 2 E-tanks per fight. That's more of like a late game kind of thing. I'd say we're still in the early game. Now, Snake Man, he has a very, like, simple pattern, but I just have a lot of trouble with it. So you can see that's why I constantly, like, get hit by him a bunch. Now, unfortunately for me, the Search Snake does deflect the Shadow Blade, but fortunately for me, the Shadow Blade does still do 2 damage as opposed to 1, so it is slightly better. If I can actually hit my shots, that is, because I'm missing like an absolute fool. An absolute guy that misses his shots. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but I mean, I guess you miss like 40% of the shots you do in my case. As you can see there. But we beat Snake Man. And we receive the Search Snake. I'm going to pause it right here. There it is. So that was episode 3 of Mega Man 3. Again, trying something new. Drop it in the comments if you liked it. Drop it in the comments if you didn't like it. And I will see you guys on the next adventure when we defeat Gemini Man and Needle Man. See you then.